Hey everybody, welcome back to the Fan Boss Frequency. My name is Chris. I'm your host. Man, it's good to be here today. Make sure you visit thefanboss.com. That's our website that shows you all the cool things about the show, hosts, and guests that are upcoming. You also find our lovely sponsors there, people who, just like you, want to enjoy the show and support. So thank you so much for your support. Make sure you like, share, and tell a friend. And let's all make it worth our while at the end of the day. So you're already here. We're really glad that you're here. So I promised product spotlight, and today is a product spotlight. It's not really a product per se, it's more of a group of products. So how many times have you been at a restaurant, big box store, and they got the old headset on, and you know they're talking to somebody with a little walkie talkie, and you're like, who are they talking to? Truth is, probably everybody. I worked in big box retail for a while, and we did not have them in my store, and we used the stupid PA system. But the caveat was you had to dial the number and say, you know, I need assistance at the front counter, and it would wait 30 seconds and then play it twice. Radios would have sped this up 1,001 times, I promise you. So it's probably one of the most underrated tools in business, and it's the humble two-way radio, or the walkie, as people like to call it, which I think is hilarious. A lot of companies are relying on cell phones and chat apps and emails to coordinate a team, and that's, you know, they're really under the same roof. And the result is delays, missed calls, and people walking around trying to find each other instead of serving customers or solving problems. So I have a standalone building that harbors 9 rooms, 1 hallway, and a maze of ways to get anywhere. It is so easy to lose people in my building. And it's only 3,000 square feet plus a shop. It ain't that hard. And we can holler if we want to, but that's very unprofessional. We've got cameras all over the place, but if you're not in a room with a monitor, it doesn't really help. So, you know, we do rely on two-way radios in our own business. I would rather do that than spend half my time wandering around trying to find somebody. The funny part is my office is directly between the business office and the tech office in the back. But when you have people wandering around, or if you're on another part of the property, you got to find somebody, it's really the most efficient way. So let's delve into this a little deeper. The two-way radios will change things instantly. With one push of a button, you can talk to the exact team you need, whether it's, let's say, front desk, warehouse, maintenance, security, or management, without dialing a number or waiting for somebody to pick up. It's real-time communication for the people who are actually moving your business forward. The folks on the floor, in the aisles, on the dock, in the shop. If you're in a school, it's going to be the folks wandering around the classrooms, and, you know, they're everywhere. They're traversing that huge campus, and, you know, they've got to talk to somebody. So I've been on school campuses where my cell phone doesn't work. Think about that. It's the craziest thing, but I have honestly been on campuses, and I'm like, what are you doing? Your cell phone doesn't work. We have to walk around the corner over here where our phones work. I'm like, wow. So if you have a, you know, mass casualty situation, let's say, or a storm blows through, or, you know, you're having an emergency of some sort, you got to be in certain areas of the building. That's terrible. When you have people up front who have access to telephones, cellular, and all that good stuff that you could talk to with a walkie, with a two-way, that's okay. So these are the things that you have to figure out for your own business. So think about those busy days in a retail store or a hotel, you know, a plant, or even church campus. You know, a guest needs help. A delivery arrives, a spill needs to be cleaned up on aisle 2 or whatever. With radios, your team can handle all of those things in just seconds. Hey, maintenance, we need to clean up over here, you know, by the check-in vestibule. We're receiving a truck that just showed up. You know, sales guest at the front desk is asking for you. You know, you're not chasing or shouting or group texting and hoping people are paying attention. I'll be honest with you, my phone is probably the last thing I look at when it comes to dealing with my day-to-day operations if I'm in the middle of something. If I'm helping a client or in a meeting or something that's, you know, unless I'm just staring at my phone all day, which I'm not, my text messages are lost on me. So, you know, two-way radio is also building that accountability you can hear. You know who responded, how fast they moved, and whether the issue is being closed out. That translates into better customer experiences and fewer opportunities to drop the ball. And unlike cell phones, radios encourage short, focused communication instead of getting lost in apps and distractions. So the beauty part is everybody that's on that group heard what you had to say. So if there's a, you know, someone has a gets sick by the front door and you have 6 people that hear it, and one person keys up and says, I got it, I'm on it, then everybody knows, okay, it's taken care of, instead of guessing. So that, in my opinion, is probably one of the best things when you're talking about keeping people, on the same page. So now let's talk about how we support you with radios. So whenever you're looking at, deploying radios, replacing radios, whatever the case may be, we always come out and do a site walk, and we want to understand how your business operates. So, do you have, 12 units that you're going to have in chargers? Are you going to give them to the individual employees? Who's going to be responsible? Who needs to talk to who? We built what we call a fleet map. We go through this entire process so that when we show up and we deploy these bad boys with you, it's easy. You don't have to worry about a thing. You're going to be able to say, all right, maintenance, here's your 6, and here's your 6-bay charger they go in. You know what I mean? This department needs however many over here. Admin needs however many. Admin may get their own charger because they keep them in their own offices. I don't know. But we go through all of that for you. So it's never a question of who gets what and why. We take care of all that for you. Who needs to be on what channel? Got that covered in our fleet map. Who gets what radio? Again, covered in the fleet map. We forgot to add housekeeping. Not a problem. How many housekeepers did we forget? It's really easy to build and grow, so you don't have to figure that part out. And what's really nice about it now is there's so many ways of acquisition. If you want to stroke a check and pay for it all at once, you can absolutely do that. If you want to look at the prospect of leasing your equipment because you've got about $50,000 worth of equipment, there's a lot of options that are available. And there's a lot of financing options with your banks and local leasing companies and so forth that are better than ever because they want to lend money. And right now, nobody's doing a whole lot of that in the business world. So they're all about how can we work that out. So walkies on the walkie-talkies all over the place. It's a good thing for your business. It's certainly something that I highly recommend. If you're curious about how it would work, give us a call. Let us come out and take a look for you, and let's figure out what we can on the walkie-talkie search for you, and find out what's a good fit for you. See if you need speaker mics, earpieces, headphones, the whole nine. We're full service. Come out to where you're at. We'll like to meet you at your level and make sure that everybody is getting what they're after in the deal. So that is the two-way radio, most commonly known as the walkie-talkie. So if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call at 855-DCCI Pro. 855-DCCI Pro. Thank you for tuning in today. As always, I remind you to hit that like button, share with a friend, and we look forward to hearing you on the next one. Thanks so much.